Hi, how is everyone today? We are so excited to welcome you to our How to Heal Naturally. This is our holiday edition. And we have Valerie Naidoo with us. She is out of South Africa and she is so into women empowerment. So, ladies, I just want you to sit back and really receive everything that she has to share. Once you start following her, you're going to be like me, you're going to be totally addicted. And the thing that I love most about Valerie is she literally is she is what she talks. She is exactly who she is and what she shares and what she does and all of that. Valerie, thank you so much for being here with us.
Gailyn, thank you. Thank you so much for such a warm introduction. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your event. I feel so honored.
Oh goodness. Oh yes, no, I'm like jumping out of my skin for you to be here because I know it's taken us a little bit of time. We are busy ladies. So tell us, how did you start this journey that you're on? Because it's so impactful. Was it something in childhood, like were your parents in the same kind of mindset, or was it something that just evolved through time?
I think it's more about me kind of finding my purpose,
Mm,
aligning with my purpose. And yes, my parents do have a lot to do with that, given the values and the foundation that was set. But most importantly for me, Galen, when I returned to South Africa, and a few years after that, in 2018, I was part of this organization that gave me an insight into just how ill positioned women were when it came to top end paying jobs.
right.
And this was mainly due to a lack of computer literacy skills.
Mm,
So this led me to design a program in information and communication technologies. So yeah, I was got an opportunity to present to women from a very marginalized community because the idea was to equip them with these skills so that they would be able, to get themselves pretty decent work so that they can earn and provide for their families and slowly but surely rise above the poverty line. However, it was during my very first visit to the site,
okay.
and yes, a lack of computer literacy skills, yes, that was big,
Mm,
but what I had witnessed there far outweighed the
wow.
lack of computer literacy skills in women, Galen. And this was mainly due to a lack of period poverty.
Okay.
So that's where the journey started for me. And I started investing a lot of time and doing a lot of research by
Mm,
interacting and engaging with women and girls at grassroots level in South Africa across the various provinces.
wow.
Um, at the end of 2018, I also published an article where the research had revealed that there was a direct link between period poverty and generational poverty.
Oh, interesting.
So just to give a little bit of insight into that. So aside from working with a girl child in the schools, um, we had obviously gotten permission via the right channels to do that. It also opened the door for me to work with them in their community, work with
Mm,
their moms and work with their grandmas. And that is where I started looking at the patterns and analyzing,
love that.
so whatever the girl child was experiencing, the mom's experience was very similar, and
Mm,
the grandma's experience was very similar. So this led me to start creating modules whereby I was rolling out programs, well, workshops really at that point in time, that included the girls, and then at a later stage, we started including the boy child because it's important, right?
right.
If we want men to support us, firstly, as women, we need to, give that invite, and that was the way to invite men. into the education piece.
Wow.
But then I also noticed that some women were really bad off. They
Mhm,
just
mhm,
didn't
mhm.
have means to help themselves when it came to well-being and their dignity,
Right.
especially with periods. So I made this pledge to myself, Gailyn. I said, well, by the end of the year, I want to enable 2,000 women and girls with a 6-month supply and a year supply of period products.
That's
I didn't know
amazing.
how I was going to do it.
Yeah.
I remember at that point in time, I didn't have a network of women that I could lean into.
Mhm, mhm.
I didn't know of any organizations in the KwaZulu-Natal province that I
Wow.
could lean into. And then it just came to me. I was speaking with my childhood friend, and I told her, "Listen, this is what I would like to do." And she was like, "I will help you to get the word out there." And she was really, really true to her word. She spoke to her family, her
Mm.
friends, people in her church, in her community. I did the same. I reached out to other family members and I asked them to spread the word.
Wow.
And guess what? By the end of that year, I had reached out to 2,230 women and girls with a
Wow.
6-month supply. Yes, a
That's
6-month
amazing.
supply, gas supply. I was totally overwhelmed, also very, very grateful
Yeah.
and thankful, that we could have done well, what I said we would be doing. So I
Right.
was really happy about that. And then from there, it led to me connecting with other people
Mm.
via social media and via LinkedIn as well.
Right.
Getting the word out there, what we're doing, and I wanted a force. I wanted to join forces
Okay.
with
Yeah.
like-minded people. Um, so Galen, in a nutshell, I won't go into the nitty-gritty detail, but we are now connected with people across 4 different continents.
Wow.
We have over 100 ambassadors worldwide.
Ah,
We've got yeah.
I mean, it's
So
just
in
amazing. Like my brain is like, it's wild. And it's such a need. I mean, it's a very sensitive topic, especially with women. And I love that you took a need that no one ever, I mean, people just don't talk about it, like the menstruation cycle of these women and the products that they need to be able to, you're right, like even just going into the workforce, if that time of month comes, it really holds, just would hold the average woman back if she doesn't have the supplies and needs that she needs to be able to get through her day when she's on her cycle. That is incredible. Okay, so then you linked arms, you were able to get the vision out there. Like you have like this best friend that's like, Valerie, we're going to do this together. So is she still involved with this process as well?
She's involved, but more in the background.
Okay.
More in the background. Yes, so you used the correct word. That's exactly what I did. I started linking arms, and forming these partnerships with like-minded people. So we now run our programs in other countries. We are running them virtually. We have ambassadors that we have trained. There's
Mhm.
programs that we created for the girl child and the boy child in schools. It's a mentorship program. And recently, Galen, we launched the first minstrel station in South Africa. It's the third in the world, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So,
That is amazing.
yeah, the concept actually came from a teacher in Texas, Kylie de France.
Okay.
She launched a menstrual health station, and a second one was launched in Kigali in Rwanda in 2022.
Okay.
And in South Africa, this was launched on the International Day of the Girl Child on the 11th of October. And it's open to the public. There's a program behind it. There's, whereby we get parents, we get people in the community
Mm.
going to the sites to do viewings. We have the documentary End of Sentence Period that was done by the PAD project. So that's being, viewed during lunch hour sessions for the
Oh,
girl
wow.
child and the boy child.
Oh,
And then
nice.
we have period drama. We have period drama, storytelling, period art. We launched a competition as well. So it's a new way to
Yes.
embrace something so natural, something that impacts health and well-being, you
Yes.
know.
No,
So
I mean,
so
it's
yeah.
amazing because I'm over here in America and I feel like you're so much more advanced than we are on even just verbalizing and really taking a hold of this topic, and making the impact globally on what it's all about. So where is your vision now? Because it seems like it's really evolved from, just kind of having this thought, right? And then putting this all together. Where are you hoping to bring this?
Okay, so 2024 is going to be an absolutely big year for us. Yeah, we are going on a road show to the other provinces in South Africa. We will be setting up menstrual health stations there. And then on the African continent, we're going to do a virtual one just for support. And then we will be branching out to the different countries in Africa. I think it would be a good starting point before we actually go beyond Africa to do that, because the need is so strong. Don't get me wrong, the need is strong everywhere. Period poverty, menstrual equity, it does not only mean that one lacks the access to
Mhm,
period
mhm, mhm.
programs. It also means a lack of education. It means a lack of access, to having that knowledge readily and easily available to both boys and girls.
Yes,
So that's our plan for
I love that.
2024. And I don't know how we're going to do it once again, Galen, but I know that, it's something that we will achieve
Yes,
by the end of
I love it. I love it.
2024.
I love that you see the end goal because isn't that the truth? Like if you have, so audience, I just want you to really grab a hold of what Valerie's saying here. Like when God gives you a vision, he gives it to you for a reason. And this is what's so inspiring about her story, right? Is she literally went for it. And even right now, she's telling us she has a plan for 2024. Like this is the end result. Don't really know exactly how we're going to get that end result, but it's like you have to go in motion. So, Valerie, tell us if there's an audience member out here, which I know there is, that has just feels inspired by what you're sharing, like maybe they have a calling in their life and they're feeling a little bit insecure or it feels overwhelming, what are some tips that you can give them to just go for it? I mean, because I know you already had a mindset, you already went there, then you were like, I can't do this on my own, I need to grab my friend to like begin this with me, and then build it to where you are. What are some strategies that you can give our audience?
So, Galen, I think the first thing we need to do is unlearn
Ooh,
programming.
yes, good.
Yeah, that's been programmed into our DNA, from the time we were
Mm,
born. And then as children, when we were growing up, we were fearless. We were bold. We would take chances and defy the odds. I know I did with my siblings, with my cousins, and I'm sure you did as well. And growing up, society dictates you should do this. As a woman, you shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't
right.
laugh too loud, and you shouldn't wear that, and you shouldn't, and you should, and the list goes on. So for me, the one of the biggest things was unlearning the
Ooh,
programming,
that's good.
and that meant failing many times. And by society standards, I'm probably a failure. So yeah,
Right,
I
no,
I
I can
did things
understand.
my way. So yeah, I had to press that reset button, and it was not done overnight.
Yeah.
It's taken many years.
Mm,
I had to let go of the pressures that society places on a woman.
yeah,
I yeah, I had to learn to become comfortable with who I am.
that's good. Yeah.
I had to truly and honestly connect with my own power.
Mm,
And it took a lot of shedding, a lot
yeah.
of shedding, a lot of losing these old ways and old habits, that habits, these things that we do, these practices,
Mhm.
that many of us do, but where did it come from? Why do
Mhm.
we do what we do?
That's good.
It's
That's
been
good.
ingrained, it's been embedded, it's been socialized in us.
Right.
So yes, so for me, it's firstly you got to get into this mode where you go, okay, so there's a lot of things that's not working for me, so you need to differentiate. You need to be clear about what you want, and you need to align with your purpose. Your purpose just
That's
doesn't
good.
come about like that. It's got to be spiritually aligned.
Yes.
Spiritual alignment, yeah. Spiritual alignment. You gotta get into the habit of going down on your knees and praying and asking God to lead you. Because when you do, what you're meant to be doing, that's divinely timed and purpose. You're mandated,
Mhm.
and when
Mhm.
you're
That's so true.
mandated, when you're mandated, doors will open for you.
I love that.
Uh, yeah, so for me, that's been one of my biggest lessons. If given the opportunity at some point in the future, I would like to do a deep dive so I can share, details aside from
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
sharing one or two strategies. I can go into detail about how just by sharing my story, right? I can go into detail and
Well,
share with the
yeah, because
audience.
I feel like it's so empowering because where you are right now with even the topic that God put on your heart, and getting to where you are, there can be a lot of roadblocks, to overcome. And I just love that, like, even in your soul hitting roadblocks, you already knew your direction. Like, you already knew where you were going. So it's almost like no matter what was hitting you, I mean, obviously it doesn't feel that good at the time, but as long as your mind is in alignment, then it's like, okay, at least I know where I'm going. So are you the kind of person that do you have like a morning routine in the morning where that keeps you really centered on your goals?
I do.
Okay.
I do have a morning routine. I'm up by 4 a.m. every morning.
Okay.
And actually, even before I can leave the bed, the first thing I do is pray. And I think that quiet time, just
Mhm.
listening to my heartbeat, listening
Yeah.
to my breath, I think that's just so powerful. Every human being, should do that. I call it me time, actually. And once I've done that and I feel absolutely centered, I'm actually okay to step out of the bed.
Oh, nice.
Um, and yes, I would love to say that I do exercises every day, but I do get lazy from time to time.
Right. Yes.
I'd say at least, 5 times a week, I am able to get out there and do some yoga. And yeah, and that is how my day begins.
I love that. I love that. So it sounds like even before you get out of bed, you already have an intention for the day. You just really center yourself, you do your prayers, get into wherever the day's going to take you. And I feel like that's so important because a lot of people, they'll talk about their morning routine, but it's like, okay, yeah, I get up and then I do my green tea and then I journal but you're like, I open up my eyes. And before I even get out of bed, I make sure that my life is in alignment and I do my prayers and I just center myself. And I really feel like that's such an important basis for people to hear and people to know. Because honestly, you're right. You could just walk out, get out of your bed, and next thing you know, like the whole world can crumble around you. So that's a really good token for us to take away for sure. Now, how can our audience find you in your information, especially you know, um, with them wanting to get involved with the calling that you have?
Okay, so I am on LinkedIn. I am on other social media platforms. We do have a website as well, which is www.wileysfemalenetwork.org.
Okay.
Um, my WhatsApp number is available for people to contact me on. Am I allowed to share the number on this
Oh
platform,
yeah, you totally
or
can. And we'll have all
is
the
it
information underneath for sure. Uh-huh.
Perfect. So it's South African code, +2762 77639 633, and people are welcome to contact me on that number.
I love that. I love that. Now, I know that you have talked about a free giveaway that you want to give our audience, and even just sharing this has been so encouraging, inspiring, uplifting, empowering. But what is the free gift that you want to give our audience?
I want to give away two transformational coaching
Ooh,
sessions to the audience.
I love
The
that.
duration of each, thank you. The duration of each session will be an hour.
Okay. I love that. I love that. I know I'm writing that down right now. Okay. And I have to say, you all, the what I love about Valerie, as you can see, I'm obsessed with her and her calling and everything she does, but it's that she literally believes in you too. Like she believes that you can do what what she has done, you can do as well. And that's what I absolutely love is like we are not meant to do this on our own. We're not meant to just, go through this life and not be able to reach our dreams and goals, and especially if we have a calling, something even as deep as this that Valerie is going through, and she's able to bring this ministry and these products and all of that around the world, but she's also gifting us with a coaching call. So I just want you to know you are not alone, and we are here by your side to help guide you down that path for sure, 100%. And we also want you to know too that if you know of someone who might be interested in this, either helping out in this, this ministry that she's involved in, or that they need coaching, like do not hesitate. Like you are not alone. You are definitely not alone in this journey. So I have to say, Valerie, as we close this, what's something that you want to share with our audience? Like what is something you want to leave us with?
I want to encourage each and every person to find the challenger spirit within themselves. What this
Mm,
means is that you got to be able to challenge your mindset, challenge your behaviors, yeah, challenge your limitations.
mm,
It's the only way you can unlearn the old habits, the old programming, and it's going to take you from becoming ordinary to unordinary.
yes, yes. Oh, that's good. Wow. That's like mic drop. That is so true. That is so, so true and extremely powerful. So, Valerie, I just want to thank you so much for being here with us and really just pouring into our community, literally, even just valuing us enough to give this free giveaway on our How to Heal Naturally Holiday Edition. And also, too, we will have all of Valerie's contact information below, especially if you want to get involved in this or this is something that you want to bring into your own community. We can definitely get all that information to you 100%. Do not hesitate to get in touch with us for sure. Valerie, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Gailyn. Thank you so much for having me here.